Uh, Game one, Hayes was texting us the entire time, letting us know what was going on, telling me
And
that I
game
was
two.
wrong about pile counts. Chris Kelly in Tennessee, so maybe he's driving back from Oklahoma right now. I made that drive that Chris Kelly is making roughly, except mine was from uh, West Texas. It was, I can't think of, it was Goodfellow Air Force Base in Texas. I'm going to look up where that is right now. San Angelo, Texas. I drove from San Angelo to New Jersey the weekend of the 2013 Worlds. I remember because I was going to continue to drive to Boston and just got way too tired. The first day I left San Angelo, I did not make it out of Texas. So I drove 10 hours and was still in Texas. And then drove up through Tennessee and Arkansas and then Virginia. It's a fun drive. You get to drive through the Smoky Mountains.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, lovely drive. It was just way too long.
Yeah, that corridor from going through Tennessee, really nice. Looks like we got some more updates,
Oh, nice.
results. Uh, Edward Sheehan defeats Winston. Jason Rideau defeats Scott. Mike Dan Voice beats Vikram. Vinny beats Harpster. Wayne defeated Jeffrey Johns. And Lenny defeated Michael Thomas.
Yeah, Winston started out 2-0, but then I think he lost his next two.
Yeah, lost his last round to. Let's see. Last round. Yeah, he lost to Eric last round.
Yeah.
Still waiting on some of these other tables.
Lost to the Walker deck. Walker deck's 2-0.
Oh, apparently we have
Apparently.
round 5 pairings.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Well,
so table 1 is Eric on Dark versus Drew on Light. Then we have Jared versus Werfs, Kessling versus Justin Miyashiro, Charlie versus Justin. I think we should get that one on stream.
yeah.
Roni versus Shaw.
Oh,
Another good
jeez.
one. Sokol versus Ed. Vinny versus Jason. Winston versus Mike. Barry versus David Woods. Caldred versus Twig. Andrew versus John McFarland. Legrell versus Harpster. Lenny versus Vikram. Wayne versus Aaron. And Jeffrey Johns versus Michael Thomas. What do you like in there?
Just because we haven't seen the decks, I want to see Charlie versus Justin.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll see what they give us.
Those other interests. So Drew is playing. What's his light side deck?
Drew is on Legend, I believe, versus the Walkers.
Legend versus Walkers. Should be interesting. Oh, apparently Justin's playing Legend.
No, that'll be unfortunate.
This
What do
looks
we
like
got?
allies.
It's an old allies deck. That looks like Justin, right?
Yeah, just on old allies. Looks like.
The Boston hat. That's definitely Justin. All right, I need to replenish a beer before we start. I will be back shortly.
Sounds good. We got Map versus Old Allies, so I think this is a pretty good matchup for Map. So Justin starting strike planning, walkling, brave resistance. Charlie starting. Finish what you started. Beak and bow. So pretty normal stuff here. Yeah, map seems like a pretty good choice if you expect a lot of legend and OA.
Yeah, and this definitely favors Charlie here because that map versus Old Allies seems to be fairly lopsided.
Yeah, so you're gonna be pretty thrilled as Charlie to see a pretty good matchup. But Justin's a really good player, so we'll definitely take the matchup advantage every time against Justin.
I can close out some windows here. I gotta move this one over here.
Baynab asking, was this exact matchup played at Nationals? Charlie versus Justin. Charlie on map.
They both played these decks at Nationals, right? So it's entirely possible it was. I'm a little tilted that Desai has not printed out the new version of the Falcon, which is a fantastic image.
So is Justin 4-1 or 3-2? Do we know? I think he's 4-1, right?
He should be 3-1 because this is game 5.
3-1, yeah.
Yeah. I think both these players are 3-1. Yeah, no, his question was if he loses this game, will he be 3-2?
Oh, I see. Okay.
All right, so at least we won't see hand destruction shenanigans this game for the map.
Maybe. They are teammates, Justin and
If Old Allies is running
Ronnie.
Recoil and Fear, all thoughts are out the window.
So Charlie just going ahead and playing the grabber and Imperial Detention.
Yeah, got to guard against that transport.
Crazy first turn shuttle with Kylo with the saber. Charlie playing fast here.
Yeah,
Got a game plan.
This is one of the things he said in the past about map is versus Old Allies. You just want to go turn 1. Like, what is Old Allies going to do turn 1 against that? I would like to remind chat that we are commentating remotely. This is Taco Bill Kafer here with Jeremy DePaulo. We are also commentating as you see it live, right? So we're seeing the same thing you are. We're not seeing anything in advance. So if we don't catch anything, feel free to catch us up.
Yeah, so we are also still giving away AI boosters and AI foils.
You're tracking that, right? I'm not tracking that.
Yeah, I got a list here. We'll be giving those out. So try to participate in chat. You might get noticed.
A list of the meta. I'll reach out to Casey, see if he can get us something.
So far, we've seen a lot of legend. We saw Sickful last match that looks really good. We know Charlie and Mike are both playing map. It seems pretty open, honestly.
Yeah, I really want to commend Design on the fact that 17 feels like it really opened a lot of stuff up.
Yeah, I haven't heard too many complaints either about power issues or anything like that. So really solid job. And that goes to the, not only design team, but playtesting and everything that goes into making a new set. So I guess Charlie took off with the shuttle turn one?
Yeah, no, that's what I said. Like he thinks that this is a prime matchup where he can just go super hard, right? And like we're seeing it right here. What can Legend do on turn one? Is it like shuttle Ray? Because even that like seems rough for the rest of
Yep.
the game for old allies.
I think Brave encampment, and I think he put somebody down to grab with Brave resistance.
Yeah, it
Couldn't
was
see which
Rose.
character. It was Rose. Okay.
Um, I asked Casey real quick what people are playing. He says it feels like lots of Legend, Let the Wookiee Win mains, Bring Him Before Me, and CCT. So interesting that we've only seen. Well, I guess we saw two Legends and one Let the Wookiee Win mains, but
We also saw Deep Harvester
it wasn't
CCT.
actually Let the Wookiee Win. We saw the one CCT. We haven't seen any Bring Him Before Me. I thought Bring Him Before Me was going to be very popular.
Yeah, that's usually a pretty fun deck to watch. It does a lot of battling, draws a lot of destinies.
And I mean, I know Kessling was planning on playing it. I think Drew was planning on playing it, and neither of them ended up actually playing it. So none of our new allies guys are playing it. I think the Albany guys tend to lean towards space decks. I know Sokol's playing TTO. So the fact that there's a lot of Bring 'Em Before Me other than that is interesting too.
So Eric won his last match, so Eric and Drew are the only two that are undefeated.
Yep, they're playing right now.
Yep. Mike Kessling won his match. So did Greg.
Yeah, Kessling's loss was to Sokol playing TTO.
Okay. TTO, interesting. It's a deck that always pops up. It's a meta deck, I would say.
That was so Sokol posted in the team thread probably about a week ago and was like, "Oh hey, 5 of us are coming." And the first thing I did was post in the new allies chat, and I said, "Put relatively unprotected in your decks." So
yeah,
I know I saw
Greg that card.
it.
So.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we're not seeing a lot more Rops V. I figured that was going to be a popular deck.
My guess is Joe would have played Rops. I know Joe had said he was down to 4 dark side and 2 light side. I think he would have played Rops. I think Kyle would have played Rops. I wouldn't be surprised if Werfs is playing a Rops mains. Yeah.
So we're seeing what you're talking about here. Like Justin's just going to play General Solo or General Calrissian to Falcon and take off?
Yeah. And then like Charlie's turn 2 is going to be Emperor pull the car, move the shuttle over, or land the shuttle with Kylo, right?
Mm-hmm.
But right now he gets to drain for free even through a battle plan.
So Justin's going to play Ray. So yeah, I think we're going to see Ray move over, take off.
I do love the updates that we're getting from the COVID card. I don't know if they're like, I mean, Hayes has been texting us pretty regularly. Kyle just messaged me telling me what he was going to play. This is great.
What was Kyle going to play? Did you say?
Kyle, please let me know if I should not say what you were going to play, but it was not what I thought Kyle was going to play. I would have put Kyle on Set Your Course. I know he loves that deck, so. Kyle was going to play Rops mains. So there you go. That would have been at least one Rops. And I think, like, I mean, Rops in general obviously got the boost with Moment of Triumph pulling Aridu, and then the Aridu that gives you the drain +1. Playing as a mains version is certainly interesting because like that gets you a maul, that gets you something like General Pride. Um, I still think the uh, not domination enforcement version is really good because you get to redraw so many things. But I know Kyle's always liked playing those type of main stacks.
So looks like Justin did not take off. He just made it a vehicle and is staying in front of Kylo.
Yeah, that makes sense. You block one of the drains of two.
Yeah, here comes Emperor.
As opposed to the drain of one.
Looks like he's about to land a car.
Yeah, light side restraining bolt's an interesting card, right? So we, as a team, were talking about how good BB9E is, and how it just kind of stops old allies in his tracks, stops Legend in his tracks, and we figured a lot of people would be on a light side restraining bolt.
Interesting that Justin decided to lose it here. Like, you would expect that map would be the one, the deck that plays that card.
Well, you need a leader, and that's kind of tough.
Isn't it leader or first order?
Oh, is it? Character? Shoot, I don't know.
Yeah, leader or first order character.
Okay. And thinks it was off top of deck, so that would make sense.
Oh, yeah. Duh. So you're probably not happy as Justin to see that go in the last pile.
He does love sixes. General Huck's AI to the table.
Do you think Charlie's going to try to contest this site?
Who's on the Falcon? I know it's General Kerosene. Is that Ray also?
Ray and there's definitely a passenger there. I can't remember who we put there. Anybody know who that passenger on the Falcon is? Radis.
I mean, that's a pretty formidable stack, right? You're still able to leadership there because you have Calrissian.
Eric, what is your GIMP name? I'm going to give you an AI.
There's Pride.
Eric Bassett, okay. Pretty good, pretty formidable stack here for Charlie.
You're giving AIs to people to catch things we don't.
Yep.
Seems like the way to do it.
We encourage participation. It's just so hard to catch everything, you know?
Yeah. I do appreciate the bright yellow sleeves from Justin.
Looks like he might be double sleeve too. It looks like a pretty big stack, doesn't it?
I feel like if you're not double sleeved at this point, you are in the minority.
Valuable cards. When I first met my wife, I had to explain to her. She had never seen a card sleeve in her life before. She was like, "What is going on? What is all this?"
My wife gets very, very angry because, like, we play Dominion sometimes, and all of my Dominion cards are sleeved. And she was like, "I hate this. Why did you sleeve these? I can't shuffle these anymore." Like, listen, we play around a lot of alcohol and liquid and whatever. We're protecting things. Yep. Protecting our investment.
Paid money for it, you might as well protect it, right? Yeah, I sleeve all my board games too.
I keep trying to, and she tells me no. So we'll see when we ruin one of her favorite games what happens.
Alright, so here's 2 battle listening.
Are you seeing things before I'm seeing them again? Jesus.
Am I?
You have the cheater because you're team viewing. Okay. Yeah, 2 Battle Destiny.
All right, I'll watch the stream. Sorry.
4 and 4. You're fine. Losing 2 to Kylo here because Justin lost the battle. Justin, I think, drew a 4.
So
Hux does not seem like enough to lose there. So maybe I'm wrong.
Just has to cover 5, right?
Well, Hux is forfeit minus something because of pride, right? There you go. All right, so Radis stands alone on the Falcon. Kylo stands alone at the site.
Who do you like? Radis versus Kylo. Who would you take?
I feel like Kylo wins that several times out of several, but depends on what's in Justin's hand. I mean, Kylo's what, only immune to less than 4?
Yeah, less than 4. Notably, these are both characters that are on the new deck boxes, which I haven't seen. Have you seen them floating around?
Like,
I wonder.
The actual deck boxes?
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe
so
they just haven't given out yet.
Jared's in chat. Jared is going up there later today, to drop off a bunch of those deck boxes.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think he's waiting on a shipment of foils from Kevin before he drives up, because he's only about an hour away. So when we do the Endor stream, I'm sure there'll be boxes. Yeah, St. Jared's.
Okay, so he pulls Corvette with Radis.
Well, he looked for something. Be a second general. Maybe Boss Nass. Of anything, it was that Kyle was going to play Cedric Course, and now I'm wrong. So clearly, I don't know how to pick the meta.
I think this was a tough tournament to pick the meta for. All these new cards.
There's a Poe for the Falcon. That answers Matt's question. It's right there, is in Justin's hand.
There's Leia.
Leia outside, presumably.
I would think so.
Just based on where he put her. Maybe not Leia. Maybe Leia.
Maybe Hera.
Was that Hera that went in the deck?
Herod's at the top of his hand, but I don't know who he just deployed.
Somebody for 4.
Holdo, maybe? Okay, Hera is a passenger.
So it's Hera, Radis, and somebody, right? And my gut
Poe
says
and
no, it's
Chewie.
Chewie.
Yeah, Chewie, Poe, Radis, Rey. Or Hera, not Rey.
Hera's interesting because there's only 2 rebels there.
So she wouldn't add, right?
Yeah, he's figuring out the best way to do pilot passenger right now. So we put Chewie on top, and I wonder if Chewie is outside currently.
Yeah, it looks like Chewie's outside. And he did battle.
So Chewie outside, Hera Poe piloting, Radis still passenger. And no force saved.
Did he draw, or did he just use all his force to play all that?
He drew 1 card.
Okay. The Kylo Shuttle putting in a lot of work here. It's already drained for 3. Or is it? I guess it's only drained for 2, right?
Just 2, 1 and 1. Because he converted Jakku turn 1.
Is that an actual laser cannon battery? Or is that the interrupt? It must be the interrupt.
I don't know where you're looking.
In Justin's last file to his left.
Oh, that's the interrupt, yeah. Quad laser cannon would be the card. So there is what's his face? Pride. FN 2003. Phasma. Charlie, we got a pull here. Kyle also says my mic is cracking. So I don't know if you're hearing that or if anybody's hearing that. I don't know how to fix that, and I apologize.
You sound fine to me.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt brings up a good question. Like, why didn't Justin battle there?
All right. So here's where I differ from Hayes, especially, but several people that play this game at a high level. I feel like battling is not a way to win the game right now. I feel like surviving is a way to win the game. So to me, you want to be able to sit something in front of that pile so that you don't have to take, a drain of 2. But you don't want to battle because if you battle, you're going to have to lose at least 1 or 2 guys, right? And I understand that you get rid of you expect to get rid of Kylo here, but you also expect to lose 2 force. On cue, I got a text from Hayes that is laughing at me. Well, we see Charlie putting down Dr. E and then battling as well.
Yeah, Charlie dropping the house here.
On cue, Hayes texts me, "Don't hate me for my battling." Also, we fight like men, and you're not wrong.
Are there 2 types of people in Star Wars? Those who battle and those who don't?
Yeah. Well, so I remember at Worlds, Justin was super mad at both Greg and me. I think it was the top 8 game where Greg was playing Joe, and Justin was either commentating or watching the commentary, and it was just like, why wouldn't you battle there? And both me and Greg were like, oh no, you do X, Y, and Z, and you sit in front, and then you're fine. So maybe I'm just not a battler.
Maybe Justin has come to see your way here by not battling. Regardless, this is looking pretty rough for Justin right here.
Yeah. Yep. Pride adding a Destiny, Phasma adding a Destiny. He obviously lost the battle. He just lost 2 force.
Yeah, I'm assuming Chewie got operated on.
Yeah.
Probably drawing, what, 3 Battle Destiny here?
Would have been 3, yeah. So everything but the Falcon goes lost.
I think the Falcon just went out of play, right?
Is that? I mean, it's up at Jakku right now. Is that
Did you
out of
take
play?
off with the empty Falcon?
I mean, it's empty, so probably not.
Yeah, so it's probably out of play.
Greg's in doing a run around of games right now. Says that Legend seems like the most common deck right now of the games being played right this second. He took a tally this round. He'll take a tally next game also, so we'll know what the deck types are after next round.
Dark side is still ahead as far as the side disparity goes. Okay, so Poe with the Corellian Corvette goes to Takar. We're going to see a fight. Poe and ship versus Kylo shuttle. Draws.
Is that blue 11? Is that a
Blue
4?
11. It's a 4, yeah.
Charlie having to lose the ship and 3 cards.
Field some, yeah. But I think at Charlie, you're perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, especially because you probably have what's the ship? Finalizer in your hand. You probably have a pilot at this point.
You get this drain of 3 in.
Don't recognize that ship.
Yeah, that must be Steadfast.
Is there a steadfast AI?
Not sure. I don't know what the... Is there an AI for, like, Binder or something?
I don't know who's piloting it either. That left side of the thing is very difficult to look at. I would think it's Pride.
Jeez, how many Brides does he have in the deck?
I mean, 2 makes sense to me.
Yeah, I think it's either Binder or Steadfast.
Binder feels like it makes sense based on the name of the ship, but I don't recognize the AI. So, Jared, are you still listening? Is that a Binder? That a Steadfast? 2-1 is not good draws because that's not going to clear anybody.
Yeah, apparently it's 100% the Steadfast.
Okay.
I think it just is the regular card, and it just looks like an AI because of the glare.
It looks shiny.
It does look shiny, but I think that's just the glare. Oh, apparently there is a Steadfast. Yeah. I did not know that.
Well, you drew 2-1, so if it is Steadfast, that's power 9 plus presumably 2 or 3 power from, I think it's Pride. And then also 3 Destiny, so that's like 11 cards that Desai seems to be peeling right now. So what, 1, 2, he didn't count them all, but I mean, that was like 8 or 9 cards that Desai just peeled. Hayes thinks it might be the blockade support chip. But I think the name is too short for it to be blockade support chip. I think Steadfast or Binder. Also,
we missed the land damage, didn't we?
Desai didn't draw Destiny, right? Did he?
I don't know, but there was a lot of damage that we missed.
No, I saw a lot of damage. That's why he peeled so many cards.
I don't know if he drew Destiny or not.
Charlie does remember to flip, though, which is good. Not playing on hard mode, playing on easy mode. So Charlie drops Leia to the Tuano Village. Anakin to the 2-2. Moves the ship in front of Charlie's ship. Does not cancel lateral damage.
The Leia of Alderaan.
Also getting a late Leia of Alderaan in.
Shuttles up Anakin.
Anakin on the Corellian Corvette.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
Anakin fell on the Corvette.
Desperation for Justin's
part. He draws 2 Destiny now instead of just the 1. And it's +1 because of Anakin. So it's not terrible.
No, it's not. We just had to eat another drain of 3. And here comes Finalizer.
Yep, Finalizer and PV.
A lot of power versus a power forfeit 0 ship.
Yeah, it looks like he's battling and playing command out of Destiny.
Going for the killing blow here.
Still drawing low, 1 and 4. I think he did he limit it? I think he limited Destiny instead of drawing 2 or adding 1. Excuse me. So he still draws 2. It was a 1 and a 4. Justin drawing Holdo. I think Holdo's a 2.
Yep, 3 for Anakin, so power 3 for Justin.
Yeah, Justin losing
like the characters all covered it.
Anakin and the Holdo, and also
okay, so he's peeling. All right, so
4 more cards and peeling. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so Justin concedes here. Charlie's going to win that one to move to 4 and 1. Justin going to move to 3 and 2.
Yeah, Charlie really just executing his game plan there.
Yeah.
Coming out of the gates really fast.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he wanted to do, I think, is like he knew exactly what he was supposed to do. It was, get a guy down real quick, get somebody to space real quick, force Justin to either battle in space or on ground, and then you, depending on where he goes, you reinforce with your steadfast or with your troopers. I think he played that perfectly. So
yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna take another break. I'm not sure when the next round's gonna start.
yeah, I thought it was on 30s, but I think we're moved to closer to 45.
Yeah. So stick around. Actually, let me give out another AI. Someone can name a set 17 card that was played that game. Was there one? Hopefully there was one. Actually, I don't even know if there was one.
I don't know. You don't have to get one out every game.
Well, we got 8 of them, so
That's fair. It does look like Eric defeated Drew, so Eric is the last 5-0, and Drew is 4-1 now.
yeah. If someone could tell me what Eric is playing for Darkside, I will give you an AI foil.
I can.
I know you can. We'll see who's been paying attention. All right, Ryan. So Searson he's playing Hoth SSA with walkers, which is a pretty sweet deck, honestly. All right, well, we will be back in a few short minutes. Stay tuned.